Hi everybody, I'm gonna make some fried quesadilla beef tacos. These are super crispy and hearty, and I know you're gonna love them. They're very easy to prepare. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make them step by step. Let's get started. So I'm gonna start out by preparing my masa for my quesadilla tacos. I've got 2 cups of Maseca instant corn masa flour, and I'm gonna add 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. The all-purpose flour mixed with a Maseca will give you crispy tacos but yet soft. Just perfect. And I'm gonna put in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now that I brought it in together really good, I'm gonna add some water, and I'm gonna add a little bit at a time, and I'm gonna start bringing it in together. You don't want your masa to be very dry, but you don't want it to be very wet. So I'm gonna tell you exactly how much water I'm using when I'm done making my masa. So my masa is just perfect, just like damp modeling clay, see? And it's not on my hands. Nice and soft and perfect. I used exactly 1 1/4 cups of warm water. So now I'm gonna wrap it up with my cling wrap like this. I'm gonna put it back into my bowl, and I'm gonna set it aside and move on to the next step. So I'm ready to prepare my meat. I have 1 pound of beef Milanesa, or breakfast steak. Now this is a shoulder roast that has been cut very, very thin into very, very thin steaks, just like this one. Now I had this in the freezer, that's why it looks kind of stiff, see? Look at how thin it is. And when you have it in the freezer and it freezes up a little, it's very easy to cut. I'm gonna show you how I cut mine up. And when it's partially frozen, it's real easy to cut. Otherwise, it'll be real slippery. See, so I cut it into strips like this. And then I cut it up like this, very, very thin. Now you can cut it into thin little cubes if you want. It's just all up to you. You just want small pieces. Look at this. So I'm gonna continue cutting it all up and putting it here into my bowl. See how nice it looks? So now I'm ready to season it. I have 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. And I'm gonna add it into my meat. I'm gonna add some salt and some pepper. Now once you touch this pepper and salt, you wanna discard it. You don't wanna use it again because otherwise you'll contaminate it. Now I'm gonna add the juice of 1/2 lime. Now this is gonna help break up the hard muscle, and it'll be nice and tender. And I'm also gonna add a little bit less than 1/4 cup of oil. You can add any kind of oil that you like. Now I'm gonna massage it gently and bring it all in together, just like this, and make sure everything is well incorporated. So this meat is perfect. Now I'm gonna clean up my area and take this meat to the stove. Now I'm gonna be using my griddle right here. It's nice and hot. I've got it set at 400 degrees. Now I'm gonna put my meat right here. Now I like to use the griddle because I give the meat enough room so where it doesn't steam, because you want a nice sear on it. So now I'm just gonna separate the meat like this so that it can have enough room to sear real nicely. And we're starting to see a nice golden color. I'm gonna add my onions. You can add as much onions as you want. Now these onions are gonna shrink down, just like if you had grilled onions. It's just gonna be perfect. And I'm gonna continue moving them around until the onions are nice and translucent. So my onions are well cooked. Look at this. I'm gonna turn off the heat, and I'm gonna remove the meat off my griddle. So now I'm gonna cover it up really well. I'm gonna clean up my area and move on to the next step. So I'm ready to make my quesadillas. I've got 2 sheets of plastic right here, just like if I was gonna make tortillas. And I've got 1 ball of masa here. It's a little bigger than a golf ball. I'm gonna put it right here in the center of the plastic, and I'm gonna put the other plastic sheet on top. Now I'm gonna press on this. See, and here it is. So I'm gonna remove the plastic, and I'm gonna put some of my freshly grated Oaxaca cheese right here. Don't worry if it comes to the side right here and it comes off of the edge of the tortilla. That's okay. Now I'm gonna fold it over and I'm gonna seal it. Just press on it like this. See? And here it is. I'm gonna set it right here on my plate. And I've got a piece of parchment paper there. I'm gonna put the plastic sheet on top. Now I'm gonna put some of my Oaxaca cheese. I'm gonna fold it over. I'm gonna seal it. And here they are. Now we can take these to the stove. Now I'm ready to fry my quesadillas. I've got some hot oil in here. You can use any kind of oil that you want. And I've got my heat set a little bit higher than medium. Now before I drop my quesadilla in there, I'm gonna make sure that it's nice and sealed like this, see? And then I'm gonna drop it in here very carefully. You want to make sure that they're nice and gold. If you think it's too high, you can lower it a little bit. Now you don't want to do this really fast because you don't want them to get real dark brown from the outside and still be raw from the inside. So you want a nice steady boil, just like this. Now look at how beautiful and golden brown my quesadillas are. It's been about 4.5 minutes. I'm gonna remove them now. You wanna make sure that all that oil drips off, and I'm gonna put them right here on this rack. Now I don't wanna put them on paper towels because I think they'll get kind of soggy. See how pretty they are? Now we can open them up and turn them into tacos. So you wanna go in here and you wanna cut them open. Look at this. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I've got some of my meat mixture right here. Now I'm gonna add some lettuce, some of my queso fresco, now my sour cream, and now some of my delicious red salsa. So now I'm ready to do the taste test. Oh my gosh, these are absolutely delicious. I want you to know that. These are out of this world delicious. So these are my fried quesadilla beef tacos. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up, send me a comment and tell me what you think. Thank you.